My name is Dana Caves. I'm a registered dietitian and I work at Smithville Medical Centre Family Health Team. I've partnered up with West Lincoln Public Library in Smithville, Ontario to be able to answer the questions that our community members have about diet and nutrition related things. So today's question comes from a community member and it is, are there any dietary reasons for reducing meat intake with practices like Meatless Monday? So, yes, there is actually good dietary reasons for doing so. So in terms of why we would want to reduce down our meat intake, typically what we're trying to target here is reducing down our intake of saturated fat. So what we know is our intake of saturated fats, which typically come from things like our red meats, which are higher in fat, like our cows or our pigs, our dairy products that are higher in fat, like our cream, our ice cream, our butter, full fat milk. Those are all cheese. I almost forgot about that one. Cheese. Those are all major sources of saturated fat. And by cutting back on these things and substituting in protein alternatives, what we're doing by doing that, so our protein alternatives are typically things like legumes, so our black beans and kidney beans and lentils and chickpeas. By swapping the meat sources out and swapping in those legumes, which are also an excellent protein source and very high in fiber, it can actually help lower our cholesterol and protect our heart. We know that in terms of studies, large populations that consume more legumes in their day-to-day, so having meals that might not have any meat containing item in it, and instead the substitution having those legumes, those populations have the lowest rates of heart disease, which would be things like heart attacks, strokes, high blood pressure, things like that. So the biggest question I get from most of my patients are the how. How do I do this? How do I start doing this? How can I incorporate it into my everyday? So Meatless Monday is a great way of thinking about it. So basically it just, you think about, okay, I'm going to make a meal for Monday. What should I cook on it? It should be our meat-free meal. Meals that I encourage for families to try that really work well in my family would be things like bean-based tacos or burritos or quesadillas, where I might use lentils cooked with some low sodium or no sodium chicken broth. And then I might mash that and add to it whatever seasonings work with your family. So in our family, that would be things like, could be chili powder, could be cayenne, could be cumin, could be paprika. These are all spices that we would use in our meatless taco meat, so to speak. We make them ourselves. And then I would top it in our whole grain tortilla. So I would use things like, could be lettuce, could be cucumbers, could be red peppers, could be chunks of avocado, could be a little bit of salsa on top. These are things that we'd use to make our Meatless Monday meal, like a bean-based taco. Another one that's really easy, to be honest, is a soup. So, when the weather is kind of gone to cold and dreary, like today is, then a great way of doing that would be having like a bean-based soup. So anytime you take a soup with lots of veggies in it and to add a protein source, you just have to add any of the legumes. So in our house, you could do split peas, you could do red lentils, green lentils, you could do black bean soups, you could do fava beans or white kidney beans, whatever it is that you like, vegetarian chilies where you're not adding any meat in it. These are all great meals to try out having as completely meatless. And by doing this, you're going to help lower your cholesterol and keep your heart healthy for years to come. I hope I answered your question today on Meatless Mondays and why we do it. Looking forward to being able to chat and answer any of your questions in the future. Have a good day. So I hope I've answered your question today about why we want to do Meatless Monday and given you a few ideas, but feel free to go online and check out recipes to get your own ideas about how you can do some meatless meals. Great websites to check out would be cookspiration.com, which is the Dietitians of Canada's website with lots of recipes for people. And they have an option to look at meatless meals on there. Another one that's really good is unlockfood.ca, which is also the Dietitians of Canada, and they have lots of recipes on there as well. Have a good day.